Great to speak with you again today. Looking forward to discussing with you supply chain risk management. My first question is, can you provide a definition of supply chain risk management?
Hi, Dustin. Actually, supply chain risk, I would put together supply chain risk and supply chain security. It's the application of the policy and procedure to protect your supply chain asset. So here we have, of course, we have two types of assets. So we have the physical, which is the warehousing and the transportation and etc. And how you protect this against the theft and on the damage and so on. And then you have the cyber part, which is the data protection.
Can you talk about some of the main threats to the supply chain?
Actually, and just an introduction before talking about the main threats. For all the listeners would be interested, every year there is a BCI report, which is a supply chain resilience report, which is published. It's available on the net, and everyone can download it. And it's quite interesting because it gives you a lot of insight of the trend and on the supply chain security and the supply chain risk. So the main threat and that has been coming out from a survey done with a different head of supply chain in NMC company, but also in a small and medium-sized company, is also the main one where the cyber attack and the data breach. And interestingly, on this first threat, one of the things that we don't think about, but the main data breach happening within the company itself. So we have the important case of cyber attack and so on that we are listening on the news. But the main data breach, more than 50% of the data breach are happening from insider, actually, from employee of the company. So the way that you are, for example, in the supply chain, so usually you will work with ERP, and a simple thing is like you will have more login and password than the number of people working in the company, which means that someone this extra login and password can be doing operation on the company on the supply chain side, like invoicing and so on, which are not needed. Then of course in the top other main threat, you will have the change of the regulation. One thing also which is important in the supply chain is how you manage your talent pool and skills. Because that's part of the way you manage your risk in your supply chain. So those are the main one which is coming out of this survey. And interestingly, that might not be the one that we would directly think about.
Well, how do you maintain the security of the supply chain, both the physical and the digital supply chain?
The important part is, of course, to have a mapping of all those risks, and then to once you have identified the risk, so you can have the most important thing is to have the visibility along your supply chain, and usually the more you go further on your supply chain, less you have visibility. So you have more or less a good visibility of where you are, of your or the tier one customer, and then the farther you go, so the supplier of your supplier or the customer of your customer, you have less visibility on that. So that's important first to have a proper visibility along your supply chain, and then you start to, thanks to that, to identify the risk, which can be, for example, transportation risk, it can be a supply risk from your supplier, or a proper due diligence on your customer, etc. Once you have identified, you quantify the impact on any adverse event happening on the supply chain. So typically, you have identified that this supplier is important. Okay, if he stops to supply you, how long you can survive with your business without having the supplier supplying you continuously? And then, okay, how long you can survive, meaning how much business you can still keep doing. Even if you don't have the supply. Then you start to work on the mitigation plan. So in this typical case would be, okay, what are my alternate supply possibility, and how long it will take to start this mitigation plan. So the alternate supplier, for example, how long it will take to activate it to have your business coming back. So it can be like, I'm taking the example of supplier, but it can be, for example, your transporter company facing an issue to enter in the country. So, okay, what are your backup plans for that? And this is the way that you deal with that. So usually for all the risk, you try to define the time to recovery, which is an important concept. So the time to recovery would be to measure how long it will take for you to recover to a more or less normal situation from the moment where there is a disruptive event happening in your supply chain.
And do you have any final recommendations regarding supply chain risk management?
Yeah, the important recommendation is that really to go beyond what you directly know. So in our case, so I'm working in the pharma company, so I will take the example of our supplier. So, okay, and in the pharma company, it's pretty critical, because the moment you register a supplier, if you want to register a new supplier, it takes around 2 years to approve a new supplier, between the internal approval qualification quality-wide and then the authority approval. So if you have a disruptive event in your supply side, it will take 2 years for you to recover. That's what we have identified. So it's important to know that your supplier, okay, what is the issue that they might face on their supply side, for example, because we are facing a shortage where we simply came to know from the supplier that we are having an issue because we are having issue to get our raw material. So the visibility is really important in the supply chain, and again on the other side also from the customer side. So usually you don't directly sell to your when you're industrial side, you don't directly sell to the end user. You're selling to a tier 1, tier 2, which will eventually go to the end user. So having a proper visibility along the supply chain will help you a lot to quantify the risk, and then to have a mitigation plan for the main risk in the supply chain.
Well, thanks for sharing today, and can you provide us with a brief background of yourself?
So I have more than 10 years experience in supply chain. I'm an industrial engineer by background, but working in the supply chain from the beginning in different positions. So from the planning side to the demand planning, supply planning, warehousing, production planning, and so on. And now I'm heading the supply chain for a global pharma Sanofi company, which is the generic arm of Sanofi in the Middle East. So leading the supply chain on the industrial side for the production, the raw material, and the warehousing, as well as the commercial side, which is more the demand-related part and customer service and so on.